Hi, Debbie. Hi, Meg. Hi, everybody. How is everybody today? Sarah's here. Kaylee's here. Hi. Cassie, Katie. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi, Carolyn. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Susan. Kina. Allie's here. Jordy. Hi, everybody. So many likes already. Thank you, guys. And gifts. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Kina. Hi, Cassie. Hi, everybody. I'm glad you're having a good day, Debbie. I am too. Thank you, thank you. Happy to be here. Excited for the subscribers event later. We're going to do mini intuitive readings for 12 random subscribers at 8 o'clock tonight. So if you subscribe, please join. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Ray's here already with the good questions. I love it. We'll let everybody come in. Wouldn't miss it. Yay. All right, so if you're new here, my name's Cass. I am a psychic medium and spiritual coach. Water break. Hi, Sheila. I come on here to do live mediumship readings for free, as well as, thank you for the ice cream cone, as well as just talk about spirituality and healing and help to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world, because they are really not as separate as we are made to think as we grow up in this physical world. The spirit world really is just all around us and within us in some sense as well. Oh, Cassie, thanks for subscribing. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, everybody. Everybody's here. Yay. Yeah, so if you've been here before, you know that the spiritual experience and healing experience are very near and dear to my heart. I think that in order to heal, there is an aspect of spirituality that can help us heal. And in order to open up our spirituality and open up our spiritual gifts and align ourselves to our divine nature, which thus helps us move forward on our path, there is a lot of healing that needs to be done. So we talk a lot about spiritual and healing journeys here, as well as do live mediumship readings in order to bring awareness, first of all, that the spirit world is not so far apart, and that we do have a team of guides encompassing past loved ones, spirit guides, angels that are always helping us on our journeys here on Earth. And Allie says, I get an automatic serotonin boost when you go live. You know, I've been thinking, that's funny you bring that up. I've been thinking a lot about, hi, Laura, the chemicals in the brain. And so I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. And guys, for most of my life, I kind of forget about this. For most of my life, I considered myself atheist, like 100%. And then probably in my early 20s, I would switch that to agnostic, believed that there was higher power, but nothing like concrete by any means. And I still wasn't very sure of that. So I think a lot about how my perception of like the chemical makeup in our brain and how our brains work and how that is influenced by our spiritual health. So is it a serotonin release in your brain, or is it your guide sending you energy? Something that I'd like to explore more and hopefully gain some insight on in my spiritual and healing growth. So I love thinking about that kind of stuff. But either way, serotonin or your guides, I love that you like coming to the lives. That's awesome. I think it's more energy, but the energy does affect our physical bodies. So yeah, I think your guides are sending you serotonin. How about that? So yeah, if you're new here, we just try to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world in order to provide awareness that we are very much surrounded by our loved ones who are guiding us on our journeys, that they are very excited to be a part of our lives in just like a different way now. and talk about spirituality and healing journeys. And I answer any questions that you have, etc. Everybody has a team of guides on the other side. Whether we are aware of them depends on how much we've healed and how much we are open, not necessarily to wanting them to come through, but open energetically, aka working through our trauma, working through our blocks in order to allow their energy in. Our minds can be wanting them to come in all we want, but if our energy receptors are blocked because of trauma or just past experiences that have blocked belief systems, etc., our energy is going to be blocked, and our guides and our loved ones exist in an energy form now. They're not physical anymore. So they're sending us energy in order to communicate. It's not like they can reach out and touch us, right? So they're sending us energy, but if it's coming in and it's blocked, we don't feel them. So if you are having trouble connecting with your guides, highly recommend doing a deep dive into the things that are blocking you. And this can be through shadow work, through inner child healing, different types of therapy, and connecting to your true divine nature and forming a relationship with something greater than yourself. That is the best thing that I can recommend. Kylie says you're definitely being modest. It's an energy boost for sure. You've got such a great source for us. Oh, well, I'm glad you like it too, Kylie. It's been so great to get to know everybody. And so if you are interested in working in opening up yourself energetically, I do offer private sessions at connectionswithcass.com. So I do private mediumship readings, but I also do intuitive guidance sessions. So that could be if you're having trouble connecting to your guides and you want to talk about that, or where you're at in your spiritual and healing journeys. All sorts of stuff like that. Or if you have a particular situation that's going on in your life and you just want some insight, we can talk about that too. So those are really cool. And then I also do soul readings, which encompass a lot of that. A lot of mediumship. We do mediumship for about 45 minutes. The whole soul reading is an hour and a half long in total. So we do mediumship. We do some energy kind of awareness, where you're at energetically. I do some intuitive guidance, and I answer any questions that you have and kind of just come up with a way to live a more aligned, purposeful life or whatever you're desiring. So just providing some insight on that and kind of your soul's role and purpose here in this lifetime. Is it possible to have spirit guide your hand while holding a marker pen and write words on a paper? That is called automatic writing. And yes, in a sense, I don't think they hold our hands necessarily, but they send energy through our bodies in order for us to be able to write what they are speaking energetically through us. And that's actually how my journey started. When I started on this healing path, which just intuitively I was kind of led to different spiritual modalities, even just buying crystals at first and stuff. But a lot of what I did was journaling, and I would write these letters to my guides, please help me with what's going on. I was in a really dark time at the time. Please help me with what's going on, any insight. And so the first 3 sentences would be me writing, but then I would kind of go into a meditative state, and I would look back at it after, not remembering what I wrote, and it was written in Old English, and it was prayers. And at the time I had no religious reference at all, and I would have no idea these prayers. So so I'll answer that question in a second, Ray. And that's Ray. I swear you and I are connected. You're reading my mind or something, because I'm going to talk about that. So I would write these. I wonder if I still have them. I'll read them to you guys sometimes. Maybe we'll do a subscriber event where we can read some of my channeled writing stuff, because it's really cool. But anybody can do it. And so a lot of times I'll still write, and you don't have to get into that deep of a meditative state and channel probably some sort of guide from a previous lifetime. So I had a mentor of mine tell me that I probably belonged to a church in a past life and had some sort of guide or mentor, or was some sort of something in the church. And so that's where that was coming through. And it's really, really interesting though, because during my dark night of the soul, as they call it, or when I started really digging deep into all right, I can't keep processing this trauma in the same way that I always have. Like, I have to do something different. So I look to a higher source. That's when like prayer came in. Like, I started kneeling and praying like all the time. I don't do that anymore, but it was definitely like a gateway for me to access my spiritual self. And it's interesting. I think that in my soul contract, as I came here, it's like I literally planned on using that lifetime in order to help me become aware of how I'm meant to carry out my spirituality in this lifetime. So, no, not like I'm not writing it. I hold the marker freely, not moving a muscle, and ask a question. And somehow, yeah, exactly, Samantha. That's awesome. That's amazing. So if you're doing that, you definitely have some spiritual gifts. That's called channeling. So that's amazing. And it's the same thing as when you see those professional like channelers like go into a semi-meditative state. You can be conscious or unconscious during it, and you'll see that their mannerisms change or their voice changes, and then they start to say things that they wouldn't typically say. And that's coming from higher levels of consciousness in the spirit world or in the universe. So it's crazy. I don't believe that it actually happened quite a few times. The best thing that you can do for yourself, Samantha, is just start believing in yourself. I think that's what took me the longest too, was like, this isn't real, but it's very real. And once you start using it for good for yourself and for others, that's what life is all about. So Ray asked about the process of death, and then said that they were scared of leaving their physical body. And I had a dream that I wanted to tell you guys about last night. So I will be doing readings, but I'm going to tell the story for about 10 more minutes. I take no offense if you want to leave and come back. So hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. And for all the subscribers, don't forget we have an event at 8 o'clock tonight. So the dream I had, this answers your question, right? I can't remember what I was thinking about as I fell asleep, but I, as you guys know, hardly ever dream of the spirit world. Like, maybe I dream very, very, very vividly every single night. Always have. And except for when I was going through my dark night of the soul, I didn't dream at all. And that's when I knew I really had to like fix myself in order to dream again, because I knew that was my natural state, is to be like lucid dreaming. And they've always been like, I'm not going to say that they haven't always been positive, but I always dream of people that are still alive. There have been maybe, I would say 10 times in my life that I can remember where someone that is passed, a dog once, my grandmother once, I can't even remember, maybe 10 times where somebody that's passed has come to me in a dream. So it's really interesting because my friend that's a medium, she dreams in the spirit world with her grandmother and all her past loved ones, like all of the time. So she goes to the spirit world. I go to the astral realm because it's people that are still alive and or other places where I have different abilities, like I can fly and things like that, but it's definitely not the spirit world and there's no loved ones that are passed. So, but my best friend that's a medium, she is in the spirit world like every single night, and it's so funny. I connect with my guides and like my loved ones in meditation a lot, and I can go to the spirit world then. And obviously when I do mediumship for you guys, I'm going to the spirit world, or the spirit world and I are blending, I'll say. But anyways, and so last night I was falling asleep and I was kind of thinking about, I remember I was thinking about a reading I did for someone whose child had passed, actually. And I absolutely love doing those because I just can't imagine the amount of grief and stuff that losing a child would entail. But I think I asked my guides last night, I was like, I really just want to have a little bit more insight as to what happens right when we pass, so that I can really like feel it and explain it, you know? And because I have an idea because of like through different readings and through listening to different mediums, experiences and near-death experiences, and then communicating with my own past loved ones, as well as doing all of these readings. Like I have a really good idea, and I talk about that a lot. Our soul leaves the physical body, and I was like, but I want to feel it. And so I fell asleep and I woke up. I remember, okay, so I'm awake in my dream and I'm walking through this white light, and I walk through the white light and it's like, oh, I'm getting the chills. Okay, it's like the most crystal clear, guys, place. Like, it's just bright white, not even bright white, but all of my loved ones were there that are passed. My grandmother, both my grandfathers, everyone. So I walk through this white light, and it's like but they're so, like an HD TV that's like so bright and so crisp. Like, my eyes would never be able to produce that type of imagery. Like, and I was like, oh my, like, it's so clear here and it's so light, and like everybody's just like light. There's no like judgment, like, who is she? And it's just like, oh, here you are. And I'm like, yep, here I am. And I was like, oh, and I consciously thought to myself, I was like, you need to remember, oh my gosh, it's your grandfather. You're dreaming about your grandfather. And then he was like, look around, see where you are. And I looked around and I was like seeing everyone like so clearly. And I was like, I'm in the spirit world. And he's like, this is what happens. And then he's like, think about your life now. And the way that I experienced it last night, guys, was like, it's how I described it. It's how I knew it to be. But it's just like, that happened. That life happens. And now I'm this human, or I'm this soul, excuse me. And that's it. That's really it. There's no feelings of attachment or longing or negativity. And everything is just so crisp and light and free, and it was incredible. And I just thanked them, and they're like, do you get it? And I was like, uh-huh. And then I woke up and I was like, holy moly, this is crazy. So, it was a really cool experience. I'm very grateful. I guess I've had other experiences like that, but it was so clear last night, and it like really permeated all of my different energy centers to really experience it. And it gave me just a deeper awareness of how the soul feels in that space. And it's all good vibes. It's all good vibes. So please don't be scared of death. And I think that's something that I really want to start talking about a little bit more too, is like using the word death. Okay. So a lot of mediums will use transitioned, and I would prefer to use transition to the spirit world or ascended or different words. But the reality of it is we die. That's what we call it, right? Human beings in American society call it death. And so by changing the word for it, we kind of leave the fear with death and start to understand it in a different way. That being said, when it comes up as death, even I can get a little bit like, oh, death, right? So I think we really need to recondition the way that we respond to the word death. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. So my experience last night, guys, was just to show me how and really feel a clear understanding of the clarity and light and almost like what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it's just all knowing, like truth of each soul. And it's so clear up there. And here, the way I was feeling it, and that's what I talk about all the time, it's just foggier. It's denser. And it's the same reality. So I think our realities, and it's really hard to describe because it's different than physical life, but our souls in that space can experience any light thing that we want. Like in anything, and we're existing kind of in this world, but in a clear, light way. So, if I would assume it's like if you want to experience a field full of daisies, and running through that, your energetic soul can experience that whenever it wants up there. And it can decide where to go next and where the next incarnation is in order to evolve more. And so we're coming from that space, coming into Earth, incarnating in this very dense kind of foggy energy, and with this physical body that isn't a representative of really our soul necessarily. And it keeps us very stuck. And the whole point of life is to learn how to be unstuck and learn how to experience the soul's true, authentic vibration as it does in the spirit world in this body. It's so hard. And that's kind of what I got too. This place is so, so, so hard. And the awareness of this world, and I didn't experience how to come back down and but no, I did. It's kind of just all around you. It is the space around us, like I say all the time. But anyways, where was I going with this? It really is it's so clear up there, and you know who you are up there so strongly. This is like a dream. You look back at it like a dream, and it's okay, that happened. And here we are, and I feel the way and see the way that I changed, and I changed others, right? Based on the decisions that I made. And now that I am my authentic being and a clear being, a soul, it's very easy to bring my energy in a very beneficial way for anybody that is on Earth to experience a shift for their energy that is so dense on Earth. And that's how and why they're coming in with their energy constantly. And it's the people that you don't even know that you impacted as much as you. This makes me feel peace. Good. Yeah, it's people that you don't, your 6th grade teacher. I've had so many teachers come through recently, and it's you might not know how much your soul's actually changed through your relationship, because in the physical external world, it didn't seem like much, but the imprints that we make energetically with different souls on this planet as we move about and learn our lessons will stay with us for the rest of our life in a positive way to help us change, help us grow. So, is it true that we will know our family as they were on Earth and remember the memories that we shared? Yes, 1000%. It was just and I feel there was millions of people there, millions of souls there that I knew. It was just okay, how did Earth go? And it's it's very interesting. But we are, we are greeted by our loved ones. So it's what I always say. And I guess it was just reiterating what I always say. But our physical body stops, right? Based on kind of what we planned to experience when we came here. So our physical body stops, our soul leaves its physical body and transitions into this energetic space that exists all around us right now, and that's where our loved ones are. And as soon as we arrive in this energetic space, it is very easy to connect with our loved ones. Now, that being said, we are energy. Our soul is energy. It is just weighed down heavily by our physical body and our mind and our experiences here. So just like when we transition into this, when our soul transitions into this energetic experience of the spirit world, we can do that here. We can experience our loved ones in that energetic way here, as long as we remove the density of our human experience from our energetic centers as much as we can as we're here. And that's why I talk about healing our energy centers and allowing us to be a clear channel in order to experience both worlds as much as we can and connect with our loved ones, our angels, our guides in our own lives, not just through a professional medium. I do not believe that there is a hell. It's just this higher vibrational plane. And once our soul goes into this, transitions into this energetic plane, it is very clear where we went wrong and what we did right in our lifetimes. And thus, our next steps as a soul, where we incarnate, what our next role is. Are we a specific spirit guide for someone? Do we go on to somewhere else or do something else? That depends on how good of people we were, right? Did we learn the lessons that we were meant to? And if we did not learn the lessons that we were meant to, what are the steps that the soul needs to take in order to learn those lessons? Do they need to reincarnate on Earth again? Are there other places to reincarnate to learn lessons? Absolutely. So there is no hell in a lower vibrational sense from my perspective, but there are lessons that need to be learned and ways for the soul to evolve if they didn't in this lifetime. You made my night. Thank you. My brother just passed and he was so afraid. Oh, I'm so sorry your brother passed. But I am so glad you found us tonight. I haven't seen you before, Fo. So yeah, your brother is in a beautiful, beautiful place. And oh, I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, so he's in a beautiful, beautiful higher vibrational plane with all of your loved ones. And oh, Mike is here too. Hi, Mike. That makes my heart so happy. Okay, good. Yeah, he's in a beautiful place with all of your loved ones. And yeah, just living in this beautiful space. And it really does exist all around us right now. And that's why as a medium, it's just like shifting my awareness to that world is what I need to do in order to communicate with our loved ones. So how do you know if you're a new soul? Because I got some anger issues. That could be carried over from past lives, or it could be that you're a new soul. You could be an old soul with some resentment, or definitely just work through it, heal. My mom just passed and I'm so happy to hear this. I'm so glad that you found us today too, Denise. Pure beauty, absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll do a reading in one moment. And I have dreams of my, there's a lot of comments. I have dreams of my past loved ones every night that have always had the premise of getting a second chance. Kaylee, that would be something that is blocked within you. So are you saying, Kaylee, that your loved ones are expressing that they want a second chance or they're going to get a second chance? Cody says, I was just thinking about all this right before I came on. Oh, is that Cody that I did a reading for? Not Cody, but the Cody. It's good to see you. We are experiencing a second chance with them. They've come back and are getting to be with us again. One person specifically. Okay, yeah, if it's positive. Oh, hi, Cody. So it's like, I think the second chance thing, if it's positive for you, roll with it. But I do feel like our worlds truly are existing in one way or another, like together. And so there's no attachment from their side to ours. Like it just is. And our we need this or we need that. That's like attachment, which actually will block us in some way and is the result of some sort of trauma or kind of just belief system that we have that's inhibiting us from experiencing the enlightened state of letting go of attachment. Like if you never ever heard from them again, you'd be okay because you are a divine being aligned to the divine light, and that's your purpose and your path, and nothing else really matters. That's like the enlightened kind of thought process there. and it's free of ego, free of, making poor decisions, because you are acting in congruence with your divine nature and authenticity. So, just as long as it's from a positive place, because the idea of a second chance is like, for me, is like, it's always just a beautiful connection. There's no like, we need a second chance. So, Kathy, my mom passed 6 years ago today, and the grief and pain is a never ending, despite the fact that I'm a medium. Kathy, I don't know if you're new here, but one thing that I'm a psychic medium as well, and I come on here to do mediumship, but I also come in here to bring awareness to the fact that our spiritual journeys and healing journeys, from my perception, are like so dependent on each other. And there are many people in this world that are just attuned to be mediums. However, I always say that the best thing that we can do is heal our trauma and heal our grief and heal every single aspect of our energy in order to experience mediumship and our physical lives in the most positive way that we can. So I actually just brought up Tyler Henry. And this is like, I don't even like to talk about other mediums and how they work and stuff, but I had happened to watch like a morning talk show, and they had just gotten a reading with Tyler Henry, and Tyler Henry had told them how he can't go out in public places because the energy is too strong, and I guess he visibly looked exhausted after doing the readings. And I talked on here on my page a little bit about how if we are completely healed and doing mediumship, the energy exchange should not take anything away from us. However, if we are blocked in some way, or we don't have really an enlightened state of mind and heart, then there are going to be times where connecting with our loved ones or processing grief is not going to be as easy or as available as it can be. So I just encourage anybody who's exploring their gifts, is a medium, to truly just do the work to get to the bottom of your soul. And that will really help you live a happier, healthier life, to connect with your mom in a healthier and happier way now that she's on the other side, and to enjoy mediumship a little bit more, at least for some people. So I hope that helps or answers some of your questions. Thank you. I've been like this my whole life, but it's tough without my mom. I'm sorry. My son who passed screamed "Mom" at me in a dream. Oh, that's beautiful. He just wants you to know that he's around still, that's all. Do our loved ones miss us? We miss them? Do they see our hurt? So they don't miss us because they're living with us all the time. And they more just send us these signs and synchronicities and stuff in order to get us to wake up to the fact that they're always here. There's no missing them. And I talk a lot about this too. It's like the spirit world literally is right here. It's just not physical. It's energy. But they are experiencing everything that we are doing as we're doing it. So they don't miss us. And they also don't have feelings of like negative attachment and what's the other thing? Making tough choices and things like that. Their soul always is acting in a way that's beneficial to themselves and to the highest good, because they're in that higher vibrational place of unconditional love and light. So they just want us to know that they're always around. But it's not even like they're attached to that outcome. It's just that they are here and they're sending us signs. And when they do connect, it's like they're happy that we do. And they also do see your hurt. Yeah, absolutely. And they want to come in and provide awareness that they're still here. So it's just coping for me, not actual visits. Kaylee, that's a really good question. So I do believe it's visits, but the way that we can take in the spirit world, if we are blocked in some way, can be out of a place of our own energetic imbalance. So they're probably coming in with this unconditional love and light. I'm always here. We don't need a second chance. But because of the blockage here, you're experiencing it as a second chance or something like that. Same thing with fear around spirituality too. Like if you're experiencing dark or negative energies coming in, it's most likely it is a higher vibrational being or energy that is coming in, but we're experiencing it through a place of fear because of blockages and not understanding how the spirit world works. So that's why getting to the bottom of our trauma, the bottom of our grief, really developing a healthy and positive relationship with our divinity and ourselves, and connection to this higher vibrational plane and what else there is out there in the universe is super important in order to experience our loved ones and just the spirit world and everything that exists that we can't see in the healthiest and most aligned and beautiful way. What happens to prisoners when they pass? Same thing as anyone else. They transition into this higher vibrational plane and see what went wrong, feel what went wrong, and then make a plan for how to evolve more. So they don't know when you are having a bad time. So they are aware of the density of negative experiences on human earth, and they are aware of how, like if they were to look the way that when they're looking at us and looking at Earth, it's a very dense, like kind of hard place. Like imagine it would be like, how can I explain this? You guys all know what fog is, right? So imagine fog has like a physical, like more heaviness to it, and you're just pushing through the fog in order to find the right choice to make. That's how they see us as humans experiencing this lifetime. And that's why they want to bring their all-knowing higher vibrational presence in to clear the fog. And this is interesting how I'm describing this right now. So we're like beings, right? But our energy is dense like fog. Thick fog that you'd have to really push through to get through. So their really light energy can dissipate that fog and allow clarity into our divine nature without this free will, without this ego, without this mind that creates this fog. And so when they do that and they can come in and we can experience their light and their higher vibrational clarity, we're able to kind of remember who we are and align ourselves to our own divine energy that they just exist in naturally, and really work on ourselves in order to attain the most higher vibrational lives and clarity that we can in this lifetime. So they very much know that it is very difficult on Earth, and that's why they're not desperately, that's not the right word, but they are always around giving us this beautiful light. It's up to us to clear the fog as well through healing our traumas and all that kind of stuff in order to allow their light in and to be present for it in order to learn from it and to get their guidance and feel their love. Oh, some of the comments disappeared. Oh, they're falling away. No, it does not matter how long the person has passed. The only time it matters how long the person has passed, it could be 5,000 years ago. We could still connect with them in their energy. If they just passed, sometimes we're not ready to experience that light yet because of how dense our heart space is. So it says end video to not get banned. Okay. I'm going to pause it. Okay, hopefully it's just spam. Was it something that popped up or was it in the chat? That's so weird. You're the only one that dreams of your mom. You are probably just at the point, as I said, so I'm a medium, but I don't dream of the spirit world. My best friend that's a medium dreams of the spirit world every night. So each of us are attuned to experience the spirit world in different ways, whether it's through meditation, so I experience the spirit world when I meditate and intentionally go there, but I do not experience it when I'm sleeping. So it could be that you're just more attuned to experience it in a sleeping state, and experience communication in that way, whereas your loved ones might experience it in other ways. Really, most humans don't know how they experience the spirit world. I certainly didn't for a long time. So it all just depends on how we're attuned and how open we are to their communication. I think it's because someone was swearing and talking about, got it. Yeah. Okay. We can always ban them. Is Mike still here? I think he's a moderator. What does it mean when your spirit guide has aggression? It means your spirit guide never has aggression, Tanya. That's you perceiving energy in a misaligned way. So for a long time, I had this specific spirit guide that I had a very confusing on my behalf relationship with. And at certain times, I was thinking that I was receiving like guidance that was not in my highest good, or aggression based on my perception of his human experience, where he was a little bit aggressive in his human experience, but it was completely me and my mind and my inner wounds that were creating this representation of this spirit guide. And so if you are experiencing in meditation like any negativity, it is a sign that there is something that you need to heal within yourself, because any energy that is coming through, especially if you set the intention to connect with the spirit guide, is going to be of the highest vibration, but it's our energy that is blocking that high vibration from coming in. It's getting all confused, and then our minds are perceiving it as negative emotions that only exist on earth: fear, aggression, etc. Kaylee muted them. I still have mod capabilities. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you. Okay, it was just a comment I reported. Okay, thank you. I have not been reading the comments very much today. I'm sorry. All right. Should we do a reading? Water break. You bring me comfort. I'm glad I bring you comfort, Ray. You guys bring me comfort too. Getting to talk about this stuff and sharing everybody's thoughts and energy and stuff, and everybody here, well, for the most part. No, but even handling that, it's like not a big deal, right? So thank you guys for your help. But the being able to share experiences and learn from each other is such a beautiful experience for me as well. And so I just thank you all for joining and sharing your light. Melly says, you just came up in my feed and I thought you were Alanis Morissette. That happens once a day. Was it you that said that yesterday too? I recently dyed my hair brown again. That used to happen to me in my early 20s all of the time. Everybody would say that. And then I dyed my hair blonde for like 7 years and I didn't get it. And then as soon as I dyed my hair back, and I started doing this, people, yeah. If you want to, people say that. Hi, TJ. No, don't be sorry. I think it's hilarious. It makes me giggle every time. My name's Cass. If you're new here, I am a psychic medium and spiritual coach. I love to talk about all things spiritual, all things healing, all things that help us bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world, because the spirit world is existing all around us and within us, because we have a soul too, right? In an energetic space that we just can't touch and we can't see with our physical eyes. So I just like to provide awareness that just because we can't feel or see in the same way that we did in our human experiences with our loved ones that are passed, they are very much here, and it's just learning to communicate with them in a different way through our energetic centers, which is what I do as a professional medium, but everybody can do at some level. It's just like everybody can smell. Everybody can see, well, for the most part. Everybody can touch. Like, we all have physical senses, and then we all have energetic senses. At least for me, I just was not taught, to no fault of anyone, that we have these energetic centers. So I just want to bring awareness that we have them, and our loved ones are always around. And when we clear and heal our energy ourselves, our energetic centers or portals essentially can take in communication from the spirit world, and we can feel in our heart space their love. We can hear messages from them. We can see them in meditation or dreams. So, Carrie says, I worry about not having consciousness on the other side. There is no worry. I guess what worries you exactly about it, Carrie? And what do you mean by consciousness? Because you are very aware in an energetic way. In the black cloaks, right? You've asked that before. There are no spirits in the black cloaks. Maybe, I think that we all perceive the universe in the way that is best for us to evolve. If you keep seeing black cloaks, there is some sort of fear. Even if they're not scary, there's some sort of human experience that has caused some sort of block here to not see beings of light, I believe. Like, I can comprehend not thinking, not having the ability to perceive, not existing. So, near-death experiences on YouTube. Are you saying other people have seen things in black cloaks? And then TJ says, what would cause no one coming through for me? I've lost so many. TJ, that is just what I said before, but healing your energy center, so your chakras or your energetic portals that allow communication and love in. So just inner child healing, shadow work, all those kind of things, therapy, just getting to the bottom of what causes you to feel negative emotions and have negative thoughts. And aligning to your true purpose and allowing this communication in. Carrie, about not having the ability to perceive not existing. So you do still exist in your purest form, and you have a frequency that is authentically yours that carries with you into the spirit world. And when our physical body dies and our soul elevates into this higher vibrational plane, it does take with us all of the experience and the energetic imprints of the human experience based on what we went through. And we are the energy is very aware of the existence. and we do have a lot more to do and a lot of people to help. And there is awareness in an energetic sense in our soul's capacity once we move on. And that's how I'm able to communicate them when they're able to talk to me. Yes, and there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all love. Absolutely. Oh, okay. So I really want to believe in the afterlife, but I'm so afraid. Don't be afraid. It's the most beautiful thing ever. And they're still around us, and they're ready to help us all of the time. This is a really Earth. If I got one thing out of the dream, it's that Earth is a very difficult place to be. And they are very aware of how difficult it is. And they're always around us in this beautiful energetic sense to help guide us and bring us into the clarity of our authentic self in order to live the most aligned life, because they live an aligned life naturally. So yeah, I think just watching this kind of, stuff online and reading some books even about chakras and energy, and just really understanding that this energy is at a higher vibrational plane that is actually, I don't want to say better than us in the human form, but it's just clearer and lighter and full of unconditional love and light. I'm ready to level up, meditate like every day. We love that, Mikey. Meditating, learning. I think like meditating in conjunction with learning what you're actually doing when you meditate is super important. And then healing constantly and just raising our vibration. The whole point of coming to Earth is to learn how to live human life at the highest vibration that we can, and move through the density of the human experience and the traumas, and really seek to live a life of authenticity and purpose and divine connection, in order to kind of avoid some of the harder things that we have to move through in our human experience. So, all right, I'm going to take a break from answering questions for a second, because I am, if you guys can tell, getting distracted. So I'm going to start to connect, because I do feel like there's someone that's ready to come through. So with these readings, guys, if you're new here, I work as an evidential medium. So I'm going to provide about 5 to 10 pieces of evidence about someone who's stepping through. This is not somebody that you asked for in the chat. This is going to be spirit led, which means I allow spirit or the universe to guide whoever is coming through. And usually they're coming through for a reason that maybe we can all take the message. Maybe it will be a postcard where this person kind of comes in on behalf of many people that are alike this person. And it's always for a better reason than I could ever choose as a human. So, because they are all knowing, right? So I allow spirit to choose who steps forward today. So I'll provide 5 to 10 pieces of evidence about who they are, and then I'll connect with you guys in the chat to see who this might be for you guys. If you can take 90, 95, or 100% of the evidence, please let me know in the chat. And then we will go from there. All right. So, and with the message, so I'll get a bunch of evidence about who this person is, and then I'll provide a message for the sitter. But whether, it doesn't really matter if it's it's great to provide the message for the sitter, obviously. But we can all take the message as it does come from a higher perspective. And even if we're not going through that exact thing that's happening in the sitter's life right now that they're giving insight about, we will probably go through something similar down the line, or we have in the past and we need to let it go. So this higher perspective, this insight is always valuable for all of us, and just connecting and believing that this is real through watching these kinds of readings online and on TV and stuff really opens you to experience it for yourself as well. So been trying to stay in the present moment. It's tough with so much coming. Absolutely. The best thing we can do is just not worry about the past, not think about tomorrow, and just truly be ourselves and happy in the present moment. But that takes a lot of work and a lot of healing in order to do that. All right, so I'm going to start to connect, and then I'll start to provide evidence, and we'll go from there. I'm saying sitter, yeah, so I should have explained that. So when somebody sits for a mediumship reading, a lot of times we'll call them a sitter. I don't know. I don't really love the word, but it is helpful. Okay, so I'm going to start to connect. Okay, so I have a male stepping forward. I'm getting around the age of 48 when he passes. He has like longer black, dark brown, black hair. He does have like a leather jacket on, medium wash jeans, black shoes. He plays music, or at least goes to see live music. Music was really important to him. He's saying that he lived a very fast lifestyle. So for that, that means usually substance abuse, and maybe other poor choices, and just always going and never stopping to be within himself. He's talking about an accident as well, and I feel like this has to do with a car accident when he's under the influence. And I keep getting a T name that's significant to him as well. So that would be him, his partner, or his kids. I haven't got to his kids yet, though. And he's pretty tall, too. He's like 6 feet tall. He has a sister that really tries to help him. And his sister, either his sister has a daughter or he has a daughter. He has a daughter that he's not fully in her life. And I'm going to get one more thing. He's showing me that the last 5 years of his life really like went downhill. I see him leaving a house, going into an apartment that's like barely furnished. And yeah, the last 5 years were really, really hard. So I'm going to stop there. If you can take 90, 95, or 100% of the evidence so far, please let me know in the chat. So far, we have a man around the age of 48 when he passes. He's wearing like medium wash jeans, black shoes, like a black t-shirt, but then I believe he has a black leather jacket on as well. He has longer black hair. He's about 6 feet tall. And Deborah said the letter T is significant. The last 5 years were really tough, very into music, played music, lived a fast lifestyle, and his passing has to do with an accident, substance abuse, and okay, so Deborah and Peace are both taking this information. Would either of you connect with the name Tom or Tim? I believe I'm with Peace or Deborah. And I also just heard okay, both no. But you connect with the T name? For him, his kids, his partner, somebody very close to him. I'm also getting an I location. Okay, Deborah. Okay. I will ask you to come back into the chat. Up into the box. Hi, Deborah.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Have you ever had a mediumship reading before?
No, I never have.
Oh, okay, cool. So, have you watched me read before?
I have.
Okay, cool. So we'll just get a little bit more evidence. So far you can take a man around the age of 48. He would have passed of some sort of transportation accident that involves substance abuse. He kind of has jeans, a leather jacket, longer dark hair. And there is a younger girl. I'm not sure if it's his niece or his daughter that he is close with. And I believe she's around the age of like 12 when she passes. Um,
That I'm
and
not.
no?
No, the younger female would still be alive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he passes. Sorry.
Oh yes, yeah,
Okay. And what else did I say here? And oh, music. He plays music.
yes,
Okay. And he would have transitioned at the there. So about 5 years before his passing, there's a big shift in his living situation. Would you understand that?
yeah.
Okay. And would you also understand an I location? Like Indiana, Illinois, or a town that begins with I?
I no. I
Okay.
really, I really don't. No, I'm
That's
not
okay.
sure about that.
Okay, that's okay. And can you take everything else that I said so far?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see what else he has. Do you mind if I just mute you for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
How do I do that?
I don't know if I know how to do that either.
I'll figure it out just so I can hear my thoughts here. That's okay. Okay. So, and will you understand that he would have lived in a cold climate?
Yes.
He keeps showing me like it's not a huge city, but it's like a downtown area. And it's cold out. He's like on the corner of a bar. Would you understand that he would have like worked in a bar, or did he just play
Yes.
music in a bar?
Yes. Worked in a bar, lived above a bar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's literally what it, so I'm seeing him
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette. So I believe that he would have been a smoker too. Would you understand that?
Yes, he was.
He's smoking a cigarette on the corner of the street where there's a restaurant downstairs. And then I felt an apartment that he had moved into that was like barely furnished. And he's like sweating. Would he have sweat when he drank?
Um,
Or like red? I don't know.
yeah, he would get pink, and he always lived in places that didn't have air conditioning.
Oh, that's
So
what it is.
it was
Okay.
always fairly warm, but he never dressed in like shorts and a t-shirt. He was always like dressed in pants and a long sleeve shirt,
Yeah.
and so he was always warm, I'm sure.
Okay. Okay. And would you understand this to be like one a relationship that's like um once removed for you? So that means like a nephew or like a cousin?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'll let that go. And he does want to talk about his childhood. So he's talking about how he has a sister that helps him. That's the other thing, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
he does. A very
And
close bond.
she older than him?
She is older now than when he passed, I believe.
Um, like in
I'm not.
birth order?
No, she's younger.
Okay. Sometimes I get that confused if she was just more of the mature one. Because what he's talking about is as kids, they needed to depend on each other. And I see her like helping him even as a kid. Like they kind of came into this world together to like have this style of relationship because I feel like she is like an old soul.
Yes.
Would you understand her to have like light brown hair?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's saying she's very beautiful inside and out.
Yes, she is.
And would you understand that she has two children?
I do not know much about her life at all right
Okay.
now,
Okay.
but I
And
could believe it, I guess.
okay. And he keeps showing me, specifically with this bar, the color red that is significant. Red and yellow. Would you understand those colors to be significant?
Um, maybe, possibly, if we're looking at the bar from the very front,
Yep.
from the outside, we're
Yep.
looking at the outside of it, then yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, the way he's presenting it himself to me is on the corner of the street, and then he keeps showing me the colors of red and yellow, or like on a sidewalk outside the bar. And this is weird. Would you understand the car with a hatchback?
Um,
It's like a smaller car, but it has like a hatchback.
um, I guess the first car I ever owned had a hatchback,
Okay. And
and
is this your son?
no, it's not.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I can't get the relationship.
No, it's a friend that I had when I was like a teenager, I guess,
Oh,
through
okay.
my young adult life, and
Okay.
then we just had a very, very close bond,
Yep.
and then we dated for a while.
Oh, okay. This is like the once removed, like not right close, like in your biological
Right.
family, but okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because we dated for a while and then we didn't, but I always felt like we were connected at the soul for
Yep.
some reason, even though, we had both moved on with our life and gone in completely different directions.
Yep.
So his passing was a really hard time for, I think, a lot of us that knew him and loved him. And I actually spend a lot of time thinking about him.
Oh, so he knows that he's coming in to say hi.
That must be it. I
Yes.
still have his artwork, a
Oh, that's
picture
amazing.
that he painted for me, and I still have that.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll ask him like kind of specifically, why he came in today too in a second. I do want to talk a little bit more about this car. He's showing me multiple people, like it's almost like one of those clown cars. And the way he shows the hatchback, it's like a funny thing. Like, I don't know.
Um,
um,
we have transported so many people in my car that someone had to ride in the trunk.
oh, that's what it is. It really feels like a clown car where you stuff all the
Okay.
people.
Yes. We were young, and someone having a car was a big deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, let me just I'll get one more thing and then ask him for his message and why he came through today. Other than, you've been on he's been on your mind. And his mom, okay, do you know, really quick, he wants to talk about the whole time he's been wanting to talk about how he kind of ended up in the state, and that's why he was showing me that the sister taking care of him and stuff. Would you understand his mom had substance abuse issues and or mental health issues? She struggled. I see her actually as
Yes.
very thin. Um,
Yes, she does. Yes.
and she can't take care of herself, like her hair, and he's just like, it broke his heart so much to see his mom like that that almost made him not, just as much as it hurt him what she did, like it broke his heart to experience the relationship, like
Yes.
not be able to help her.
Yes.
And
He is telling me that we have lived the same story that I lived with my father.
yeah.
He has lived the same story with his mother.
Oh,
And he
wow.
is
Okay.
telling me that we are still connected.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because his heart is just, a lot of times when they show me their childhood, it's like, okay, this is why I ended up drinking or whatever. But with him, it's like my heart was broken and I struggled with the same addictive tendencies, but my heart was just broken, like with my mom in this kind of situation. And I do feel like he had a really big heart and really wanted to help people, but he would just get in his own way. I do see like a trail. I do feel like in his younger years, he would have been connected in nature and lived in more of like a rural setting. Would you understand that?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And I see him walking on a path near water, but
Yeah.
okay. And
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to ask him now. Would you understand an N name to be associated with him as well? It's okay if not.
Yeah, I would have to think really hard. If it's a unique one, it would be Nadine.
Yeah, any N name.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
Okay. And okay, let me just feel into this. He's talking about how you have a lot of drive in life, Deborah, like how you push through, like really, really, really well. Okay, now I understand exactly why he was showing us all everything that he did. He was funny too. Do you understand that he had a good?
He is hilarious. He is hilarious.
He's like, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Yeah, he's super funny.
He's like, he was going like this, like it's charades, like ha ha
ha. Yes. He is very funny.
Okay. Okay, there's a lot here, but he was a really good communicator too, because he just wants to keep going and going, but I'm asking for the message now. So he's talking about your drive and your ability to push through and push through and push through. But then he points to his heart, which is how I felt his heart so broken watching his mom, right? And he's like, you have calluses over your heart, but you have this immense drive to just keep going. And he really is like sending you lots of like healing in the heart space with your kindred kind of soul experiences.
Yes.
To heal your heart in the ways that he didn't, and allow some softness in. And you don't always have to push. When you heal your heart, things will come into your life that are meant for you in a much easier way. Would that make sense for you?
Wow. Yes. I am very much starting to feel that. And I am actually at the kind of in the middle of this journey that I'm going through a lot of things, and he knows it. He's there. He's helping me through it, I think.
Yeah, 100%. He's sending you like that, almost like calmness, like just wait, like you don't always have to push. And if you're feeling like you have to push and you're feeling overwhelmed, like just take the time to move into the heart space. Like take the time to heal those blocks and allow yourself to feel love in a positive way, not just that heartbroken way. And it's less of a need to push at that point. It's more of an acceptance of love and an acceptance of what's meant for you.
Yes. Yeah. That rings true in so many ways. Can I ask, is he wearing his big black glasses when you see him?
No, I'm going to be honest. No.
Okay.
I didn't see glasses. Did he always wear glasses? Usually
he wore big black glasses, and it was kind of his trademark.
Really? Hold on a second. I'm going to ask him why he doesn't have his glasses on. In my perception, anyway. It's funny because usually they'll be straight on when they come through. He was like sidewards, and I keep seeing him from a very like aerial view, and I think it's because for whatever reason I'm picking up on this scene of the bar, and he really wanted to show me that whole scene, and I'm not super close, so that's probably why. Usually it's just them close, but he really wanted to set this whole scene here.
Yes,
so
he's an artist, and part of the way he was artistic was that he captured a point of view that was so unique it left like lasting
feelings. God, that's so crazy.
And so if you see him like shoot, like making the shot, I really think
he did. That's literally what he did.
that's how he sees. You're
Oh,
seeing, I guess, he set the shot for you.
literally, he set the shot because as soon as I saw him on that corner with the cigarette, with the lights from the above apartment, with the bar and the red and the yellow, I'm getting the chills everywhere. It's like
Yes.
I felt who he was just through that image.
Yes.
You
He's
know?
an artist. Yes.
Wow, I didn't even get into like he did want to talk more about the music, and I'm sure
I'd
that
love to talk music with him again.
he's a cool guy, but just know that he is sending you love. And the most important thing, you know, all these human experiences are beautiful, and who he was as a human was beautiful. But the most important thing that we can do, he's saying so strongly, is to heal our heart and allow the beautiful acceptance of what's meant for you to come through your heart space. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And thanks, JJ.
JJ, love it. All right. Have a wonderful night, Deborah. Thanks for letting me connect with him.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That was so cute. Cool, cute, whatever you want to say. No, thank you, Naomi. That was the most spectacular reading. That was really cool how he like set that scene. And that's who he was, like that's how he did his art. Because I'm telling you, like usually I'll have the person kind of come forward like this, and then I'll see them, and then they'll show me different things. Whereas for him, he was kind of standing sideways at first, and then it zoomed out, and he was in front of this bar and apartment. Really, really cool. So thank you so much, Deborah. And I'm going to thank him too. He was cool. So thank you guys all for joining. My name's Cass. If you're new here, I am a psychic medium, and I work to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world by providing free mediumship readings. And I would love to connect everyone I can to their loved ones. And I also love to talk about all things spiritual and all things healing in order to just provide awareness that our loved ones are still very much with us, and that we are on a path and we have a purpose, that they want to help us learn all the lessons that we're meant to in the easiest way possible. So I'm glad you guys like watching the readings and enjoy the conversation in the chat, and I appreciate you guys all coming. And if you are interested in booking a private reading, I do private mediumship readings. They're 45 minutes long, and you can book one at connectionswithcass.com. If you're ever on there and you don't see a time that works for you, DM me because I'm pretty flexible. Yeah, I do the mediumship readings, soul readings. What else do I do? Soul readings are a little bit of mediumship, a little bit of, you know, tapping into where your energy is at, your chakras, a little bit of energy healing if you want, a little bit of intuitive guidance if you want, a little bit of just making a plan to live a more purposeful and aligned life, a little bit of looking back into patterns from previous lifetimes that have carried with you in your soul's growth. So that is a really cool style of reading. It's an hour and a half long. I always go over in my readings. So that we really get into like your plan, your purpose, and like what your loved ones are, you know, wanting for you in this lifetime, what your soul is meant to experience in this lifetime. It's really cool. And get to the bottom of all this little petty human stuff that happens on Earth. And then I also do intuitive guidance sessions where you can ask about your healing journey. You can ask about your spiritual journey. And I utilize a little bit of my psychic awareness, my bachelor's degree in psychology, and my life experience and my own spiritual awakening to help guide you on your path. Or if you just have like a hard thing that's going on in your life and you would like some unbiased third-party insight from myself and your team, I am happy to help in that way too. So you can book those at connectionswithcass.com. Hi, everybody that's new. I'm Cass. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual coach here to bridge the gap between the spirit world and the physical world, provide awareness through knowledge and mediumship readings that our loved ones are still very, very, very close to us, guys. They're right here, right now, and they are always sending us energy and love and communication in order to help guide us on our journeys. So thank you all for coming in tonight. at 8 o'clock tonight, we have the subscribers only live, and that is going to be mini intuitive guidance sessions, like 5 to 7 minutes for each person. There's going to be 12 readings done, picked at random. So first time watching you, hi, thank you for joining. If you'd like to subscribe, it's $3.99 a month. We do at least one subscriber only live a week, and just some different content over there. And what else should I tell you? Hi, Jacqueline. Good to see you. So yeah, thank you all for joining. I do have to head out because I have a reading in a minute. Girl, hey, it literally feels like it's been weeks. I haven't seen live or no. Oh, Kathleen, I'm sorry you haven't seen me. I've been coming on later. Thank you for the gift. I've been coming on a little later and not as frequently as I'd like to. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I will be able to come on a lot more. I know I keep saying that and then life gets crazy, but I try to get on here as much as I can. So, yeah, I will see you guys all tonight in just a short while here. And I hope you all have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining. Kathleen, subscribe so you can come to the live later. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.